Let's talk about these Natasha dolls that was released by this entrepreneur in China. Before anybody try to say it's not racist, it's called a Natasha doll. Natasha is a black name. And for whatever reason, most of the dolls that is shipped to order are black. And many of the users are just smacking it around, throwing it down, and using it as a stress doll.
KO! Double kill!
That's sickening and it's incredibly disturbing. Additionally, I wanted to touch base on this guy's account. Turns out he deleted all the videos that was based on the Natasha doll. I'm pretty sure he got the memo that he pissed off the black community when it comes to his racist invention, if you even want to call it. Not only that it got sold by the thousands, which is a pretty insignificant number compared to their population, but it's the fact that he created a few months ago and he's already hitting high numbers. But I haven't even gotten to the biggest reason of why this is problematic. It is because these Natasha dolls holds very similar, if not the same, stereotypical facial features that is placed on black people. And by stereotypical features, I mean the same mental shows that white people created to dehumanize and exaggerate black features. Bigotry is so ugly, and if we didn't shut this shit down when we did, it could have been so much worse. China is a truly impressive country. I want people to understand this. I hold respect for China and its people. But one thing they fail to realize is just how bigoted and racist their people can actually be sometimes. By not acknowledging the potential racism that exists within the country, you are bound to make extreme errors such as this one. And that's why there are black people who says Chinese people are racist for shit like this. The fact no Chinese person in mainland China didn't see this and called it out yet is exactly why racism is a problem in China. That's all I gotta say in the matter. This is Onyx and I'm...
What you're looking at here is a Chinese stress toy. They call it Natasha, African baby. It's a squishy toy. You can throw it on the floor, play with it in the shower, even make socks out of it. But why? Why black babies? There are videos of the Chinese playing with this stuff. Have a look. Now you may see that and say, "Oh, it's harmless. It's just a toy. Come on, you're being too sensitive. It's not real. It's not real." Eh? Now look at what Chinese vloggers are doing in Africa. Now tell me I'm overreacting. They created a black toy to be violent to throw around, yeah? Then they go to the actual continent in different countries. Then they mistreat those kids right there. Now, the Chinese authorities see this because this is on their Red Note app. They don't care, yeah? You saw the comments. There's blowing, kill, like who knows what they say in Chinese. They don't see us as human beings. And it's not just the Chinese. It's all around the world, okay? It happened in DRC. The Japanese people working in DRC. They had relations with the women there. They had children. They killed some of those children. It needs to click to black people around the world, okay? When it comes to collectively, we have no friends, okay? We've done nothing to these people. We've done nothing to the planet. We've not dropped nukes. We've not sold them opium. We've not slaughtered people. We've not put them into famine, trying to better ourselves. No, we just mind our own business. But despite that, we're not human. We're monsters. They want to hurt our children. There needs to be some self-respect and some self-pride and also caution with outsiders, yeah? You're cautious with other people around you. Oh, get out of my country, foreigner. Oh, you're from that tribe, you're evil. But with outsiders out there that see you as an animal, even less than an animal, you're welcoming. What kind of nonsense is that? Human beings respect a bully. That's what I've realized. You have to have that strength and that pride, that self-respect. If people disrespect you, you got to put them in their place. Don't be like, oh, it's okay, yeah? African authorities, certain nations are seeing all this stuff. They probably don't care. They're just like, oh, we're getting paid. We don't care. Screw these kids. This is why I've got no time for division amongst black people worldwide, okay? Because altogether, we're seen the same way. We need to get that in our heads and work together. That's it.
In China, This is crazy. So of all the squishy objects you thought about doing, you thought about black people, and it's not just black people, black children, exaggerating their features, making them ugly, and then you throw them anyhow, squish them, squash them, press them, like make them into, like, how much more are people willing to go lower to degrade a particular group of people? It doesn't even make sense to me. Like, I used to think the Chinese people are, nice people. I'm not saying all of them are, bad, or all of them are racist, or have these microaggressions towards black people. But what's the point of making a doll squishy? Why not make it out of your own color, out of your own image, if you really want something to depress whatever that is depressing you, right? Why not make your squish of your own nature, of your skin color? Why do a black baby, and why do it in a way that is degrading? Like, I don't know. It's like people are literally living rent free in some people's heads, because I don't get it. And how long are we going to be stooping this low, right? It doesn't even make sense, because black people will just be minding their business, and there's going to be someone that's going to make something to try to degrade black people or try to make them feel less of themselves, which of course we are not, right? So I just don't get it. So guys, what do you make out of this? Because this is what is actually trending right now, and a lot of people are literally pissed. So drop your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you think about this.
今中国版 TikTok で話題になっているもの、それがナターシャ、アフリカベビーのスクイーズ人形。中国版 TikTok では洋服を着せたりメイクをしたり、まるで本物の赤ちゃんみたいに遊んでる動画が大量に出てきます。これが流行
The Natasha doll is a stress relief toy, and the mukbang black baby, they eat those. Check it out with your own eyes.
Videos featuring a stress relief toy nicknamed Natasha are going viral online and sparking major controversy. The doll resembles a small black baby, and in many clips, users squeeze it, stomp on it, throw it, and even run it over for content. The videos are usually framed as jokes or stress relief, and the trend has spread quickly across social media. What caught people's attention is that these toys come in multiple colors, yet the trend seems heavily focused on this specific version of the doll. That immediately made some viewers uncomfortable. As the clip spread online, reactions became divided. Some people dismissed it as harmless internet humor involving a squishy toy. Others argued the videos felt disturbing, especially because the doll appears to represent a black child while being used in violent or humiliating ways. The debate quickly moved beyond the toy itself and turned into a larger conversation about race, online behavior, and how far people push trends for views and engagement. And now the internet is split. Some people say critics are overreacting to a toy, while others believe there's a reason this specific doll became the center of the trend in the first place. So what do you think? Harmless stress relief content, or does this trend cross a line?
So, this is a thing.
TikTok で話題になっているもの、それがナターシャ、アフリカベビーのスクイーズ人形。大量に出てきます。これが流行った理由、結婚をせかしてくるお母さんに対してネットでこの人形を購入、ナターシャと名付けて娘として育て始めたこと。
Did the doll have to be black? And before I hear, it's not that serious. Oh yes, it is that serious. Why are black dolls specifically being put through extreme physical abuse? Let that sink in for a bit. It's almost as if because society no longer has unlimited, unregulated, unadulterated access to our physical bodies, it's found a way to do it through things like this. It isn't enough that the features here are reminiscent of minstrelsy, of caricatures that were used in times past to justify the systemic oppression of black peoples, or the fact that because it's a baby being put into all of these sexualized positions, it plays into the historic and ongoing adultification of black children who consequently have to suffer its violence. This Africa baby doll
アフリカベビーの
lets you stretch it, hit it, squeeze it, debase it, and dehumanize it in any way you want. Just like the old Believers would say, it's not a real human, so who cares, right? No, this doll with its dark skin, flashy lips, and white features is just a fun little toy for a fun little time. Never mind that apparently the name Natasha stuck because it resembles a dialect word for trash can. No, this is all good fun. Society loves to minimize anti-blackness when it's staring us right in the face. That's why, trigger warning, I'm gonna use a word here.
This is really, really tasteless and debasing of a group of people. Just like I said, this is, I don't know, in 2026, we are still having people trying to devise means to degrade or debase another group of people. It's like you do not have nothing to do with your spare time, right? So someone just decides to make something like this in order to depress themselves or use it as something to take stress off themselves. Thought of making a black doll, a baby black doll, make it make sense. Guys, keep watching. I have more videos
that some of you might find offensive, but we need to be more woke. This is not okay. You could never get me to look at this and think it harmless. And you shouldn't either, because it's anything but.
I hope this makes you as angry as it makes us. There's a viral trend around a Natasha doll in China, a black baby stress toy. Chinese social media users are filming themselves squeezing, stretching, and brutalizing the doll for entertainment. When asked why the Natasha doll had to be black, one Chinese social media user responded that a white baby, for example, would be too human and people would feel bad for hurting it. The Natasha doll is disturbing as is, and now Chinese social media users are filming themselves with real-life Natasha dolls. There are so many videos and entire channels dedicated to showing Chinese people abusing black babies, and then laughing about it. Content creator Shalom M took a deep dive on the many ways in which Chinese social media has created an entire market for abusing, harassing, and dehumanizing African children on camera. She mentions how the BBC did an entire documentary on a Chinese man who was living in Malawi and filming children without the consent of their parents and selling those videos to said Chinese market. China has a great firewall on all social media apps that are not Chinese owned, so they have their own apps like RedNote, WeChat, and more. Which means a lot of the content posted on these Chinese social media apps stays within China and is specifically targeted towards a Chinese audience and what they like. There's an entire market of Chinese adults who enjoy watching videos of black African children being abused. As our African leaders continue to welcome a nation that does not regard us as human beings, what can we do about it? Let's talk in the comments.
Honestly, this video is quite disturbing. So this video you're seeing up here is a doll that the Chinese people literally created. And this doll was named as Natasha. And you know the funniest part is that this particular doll has different colors. But what these Chinese people literally do with the black doll is squeezing it, heating it, pouring it hot water, doing a lot of horrible thing to this particular black doll, showing that this particular black doll is representing black people. Honestly, I really do not understand why these dolls were created named Natasha, but it's now more crazier that the ones that will literally harm, cut, do a lot of things on this doll is the black one, reminding black people slavery, reminding black people that we do not belong, reminding black people that we do not have a place. You can check out for this video, just type Natasha doll and see different annoying thing that these Chinese people are literally doing. It's crazy, honestly. Later they will be like, there is nothing like racism. And what these Chinese people are failing to understand is they should go trace their history. They are products of black people. Follow for more.
For those saying the Natasha dolls aren't that deep, I want you to take a closer look at this. This is what happens when anti-blackness is normalized in our communities. When you're teaching children that it's acceptable to slap, throw around, mock, or dehumanize dolls that are meant to represent black children, you're desensitizing them to the dehumanization, brutalization, and mistreatment of black children and black people as a whole. You're reinforcing the idea that black people are objects rather than human beings deserving of dignity, humanity, and respect. Watching those babies and children cry was truly heartbreaking because we're no longer talking about dolls. We're talking about real children. Real children being humiliated, exploited, and dehumanized. And unfortunately, this isn't new. The exploitation of African children has been happening for years. In 2022, BBC Africa Eye exposed a Chinese man named Luke, who was living in Malawi and filming children for personalized videos that were later sold online. Some reportedly sold up to $70 on Chinese social media platforms. What breaks my heart even more is seeing children being used to repeat colorist and degrading messages about themselves. Whether it's reinforcing the idea that lighter skin is beautiful, undermining their intelligence, or having children call themselves monsters, these messages can have a lasting impact on how children view themselves and their worth. It's hurtful, it's concerning, it's disrespectful, and above all, it's dehumanizing. Anti-blackness within Asian communities doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It shows up through stereotypes, colorism, harmful beauty standards, and the way black people are talked and portrayed. We've seen it in exploitation of African children. We've seen it in reports of Africans being denied entry into businesses. We've seen an incident where black people were compared to animals, including a museum exhibit in China displayed photos of black people next to monkeys. Comparison rooted in some of the oldest and most dehumanizing racist stereotypes. And every time these conversations come up, people would rather get defensive than address the harm itself. As an Asian woman, that's what hurts the most. Because holding our community accountable shouldn't be controversial. It should be the bare minimum. Not because I hate my community, but because I love my community enough to believe we can do better.
で話題、今中国版 TikTok で話題になっているもの、それがナターシャ、アフリカベビーのスクイーズ人形。中国版 TikTok では洋服を着せたりメイクをしたり、まるで本物の赤ちゃんみたいに遊んでる動画が大量に出てきます。これが流行った理由。あるブロ
So apparently these Natasha doll are going very viral in mainland China. Now, as a Chinese American, I do want to address this, even though I'm very sick and I can barely talk. My throat hurts. So I want to bring awareness to this situation so that bigger content creator that is Chinese can see this video and address this situation. Now, a lot of Chinese Americans don't really use Xiaohongshu. So I'm not surprised that not a lot of people really come across this doll, to be specific. I only just found out now because someone commented on one of my videos. Now, I myself have no idea on what's going on Xiaohongshu because I'm not on it like 24/7. I'm not even on it like that. Now, I myself are very disappointed in mainland Chinese that is doing that on Xiaohongshu. I'm not saying all of them are doing it, but good majority that I saw, like quite a few video are doing it and they're selling it and stuff like that, promoting it and making video that like they smash it and they twist it. They do very much violent stuff to that doll, and it's crazy how people just feel so comfortable doing that. It doesn't matter what race you are. It's just fucked up to be racist and treating other skin color like they're nothing. Now that I put this video out, I do want to make sure that a lot of Chinese American or Chinese people that's on this app, you have a voice, say something about it. If you speak perfectly Chinese or you know how to speak, post a video on Xiaohongshu and address this situation, because honestly my Chinese is not the greatest, especially when it comes to Mandarin, because they speak mainly Mandarin over there. I from my understanding, I heard that they're Hainan people, so they speak Mandarin, but I am very disappointed in Chinese people, like the one that did it. Okay, so my disclaimer out there is we see that this is racist and we're gonna find a way to address it. I am trying my best at the moment to speak up about any racist situation that I see online, because I don't condone nothing. It doesn't matter what color, who you are. If I see something is racist, I will call it out if I see it, okay? Now, I don't want people to fight racism with racism, so please do not go to any, like, what is it called, Chinese people platform, like, that has nothing to do with it, and mock them or be racist. Like, you can comment and say, like, hey, how about we address this situation, or like, let's address this situation, and what do you think about this situation? Have them see your comment that way, but let's not fight racism against racism.
So the Chinese people over in China are using black baby dolls for stress relief. They're literally torturing these dolls, stomping these dolls out, beating these dolls, and doing all sorts of heinous things to a black doll baby. If this is not child abuse mixed with racism, then I don't know what is. The Chinese population in China is Chinese people. They are not even in close proximity to black people like that. So what in the fuck is going on? What would prompt them to do this? And then when we say everybody is obsessed with black people, they say, oh, you're lying, no one likes you, we all have black fatigue. When we say people are delusional and it is nothing but pure projection, when they talk about how we operate through the world and how we treat people and how we're dangerous and how we're a threat to society, when it's literally the people that are pointing the finger, three are pointing back at them. Because what on God's green earth would make Chinese people make a doll and call it the Natasha doll just to torture it and beat it up for stress relief? A little black baby doll. Literally, I've seen a video of a Chinese person running the doll over with a car, slapping the doll, slamming the doll, doing all sorts of demonic debauchery with this black baby doll. Yet people swear for God that we are the worst thing that happened to planet Earth. We've not done anything to anybody to subjugate them, denigrate them, disenfranchise them. What is, like, and then we keep saying, well, what is the problem? What is the problem? It has to be pure jealousy and envy and just racism. Because there's no excuse for this. There's no excuse. There aren't even black people in China like that for them to be doing this. Globally, everyone has an issue with black people. And then you'll be like, oh, well, if everybody has an issue, then maybe you're the problem. No, maybe we are the source. It gotta be jealousy. It has to be, because what else is the reason for this? And just blatant racism. They are not even in proximity to black people like that in China. Yet they're taking delight in torturing a black baby doll. Let that sink in. What do y'all think about this? Sound off in the comments below, because this is just like spread love is the Brooklyn way. Like, child, everybody globally has a gripe with black people, and particularly black Americans, because the name Natasha, that's a black American name. Like, they're not named Natasha over on the continent. You don't hear of too many Natashas in South America or in the Caribbean. That sounds like a black American's name. This is crazy.
These Natasha dolls are just replacements and substitutes for actual African children for Chinese people to abuse, because there's Chinese folks going over to Africa and actually abusing these African children. I'm not going to put a lot of the clips in this video because it's genuinely very hard to watch. Like, the babies are actually crying and begging for these people to stop abusing them and stop hitting them and kicking them and shit. I don't understand why this kind of evil is being, you know what I'm saying, normalized in China. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, they're going crazy with this shit on Red Note. And this shit is genuinely very disturbing, man. Like, these are actual children, bro. Some of them probably can't even speak in full sentences, yet there's a video of one of them trying to smother a child. Holy fuck. And it's so insane, bro, because like it shows how efficient the white supremacy propaganda train is. Because like without white people spreading the false rhetoric around Black Americans and Africans and Black Caribbeans, you know what I'm saying, they wouldn't even have this kind of like thought process when it comes to Black folks. And the doll situation was very fucked up to begin with, but like actually doing this to children is a whole other level of like evil, bruh. And the fact that the dolls are literally just placeholders until they can go to Africa.